Hey everyone, in this video we're featuring the original British heavy FV215b. This tank used to be okay, but then they introduced Chieftain and that was the better version, and then they added Super Conqueror as well, also a better version just because those are frontally mounted tanks. This tank was power crept in the game for the longest time, but not anymore because it has received two buffs over the years. The first buff was in last April where they buffed its camo, its base accuracy, as well as turret rotation and DPM. Not that it needed those things because it already had those, but it made it even more better in all those attributes. And with the recent buff, this is a major one, they have actually added the ability to side scrape with this tank because it is a rear mounted tank. I would never suggest anyone to play a rear mounted tank because the current meta is hull down meta. The fight happens on ridges everywhere, and wherever you'll go in most maps people will be fighting on the ridges, and in a very limited situation, maybe you're in a town map or holding a corner, you'll be able to side scrape. And hence frontal mounted tanks are the one that dominates. And before the update, this tank had a huge weakness when it comes to side scraping as well. Despite being rear mounted, it couldn't side scrape because the shoulder was only 101. That has now been buffed to 254. So not only is this tank an excellent sniper, it can also side scrape now in the town maps. It is still not as good as Chieftain or Super Conqueror. As I said, it is rear mounted, right? The game is punishing to rear mounted tanks, but it is, if there's one tank I would recommend you to play that's a rear mounted, it is this tank because it has beautiful gun as mentioned earlier. It also has the best view range, so you can actually snipe at distance for field maps. You don't really need to find a corner at side scrape because not every map will have or allow the opportunity for you to side scrape. But we do have that option now with the shoulder buff. So as I said, this tank, the best gun in the game. I'm not talking about the base accuracy, but the soft dispersion. The gun will not miss a single shot. In addition to that, the best view range, great DPM, and now it can side scrape as well. It'll still get penned by tier 10s if the pen high rolls, but it can still bounce a decent amount of shots if you not flat towards your opponents when side scraping. But it's a lot difficult to pen now. They will definitely pen with premium rounds. I mean, every heavy get penned with tank destroyer premium rounds, but it is more enjoyable to play this tank. The only rear mounted tank you should ever play. I don't like any tier 8, tier 9 rear mounted tank. Even tier 10, I don't like Weekes, 72, Panzer 7. This is the only tank because it is beautiful. It can do what it's supposed to do. It's not frontally mounted. And as I was talking about view range, you'll notice in this game, I already have 4,500 damage. Also, you'll notice it was Westfield, no artillery, and I'm playing a very key position. Initially, I was on the right side of the building. I was playing earlier because the Waffle was alive. I didn't want to get shot by him. And it's a very good position. And once Waffle dead, I kind of rotated towards this side and started farming them. And this is a very, very good position if you're in a medium or light tank, as you can keep punishing the enemy. And you also have cover. Artillery can hit you though. But if you play it careful, you just have to make sure you have zero line support. But if you play it careful, you can be very, very effective over on this spot. This is the best spot when you're playing north side. In a heavy, you might try to go C2, but sometimes your team doesn't have that support. But from this position, right, you can either play here and shoot the K or the guys that were sniping in front of me, or you can then go back and shoot the guys on the AB line when they're pushing. Also, I don't see this position being used enough, but it is the best position from north spawn. Not as good from south spawn though. It is recommended, as I said, for light and mediums or something with camo, not with heavies, but since our team wasn't going to 1-2 line and there was no artillery, I decided to come over here and kind of hope for the best that I won't get shot. And since my setup is optics and vents, and with its 410 base view range, I was very confident that I will be able to spot anyone on the K line with my view range and get some assist damage as well. However, I wasn't hoping for the amount of assist damage I did get, so V5 fired, put a shot into him. The guy on the right decided to pen but bounced, and with my reload I was able to reload again and penned V5. Now I'm at 4,300 damage, 8,000 assist, and The game's still going on. 9k damage now. This is my highest combined damage in this tank, so this is a new record. And also, I would like you to encourage to play this position, especially the lights and mediums. Light can be more aggressive with mediums, and TDs with camo can just farm the guys going up the kill line. And if you're a very good player, but you have to be extremely careful, you can play the position I'm playing in a heavy as well. Again, not recommended for south spawn. South spawn is more exposed, so don't come here. Even in medium, you can obviously, you have the speed in the light tank, you can spot here in the light tank, but don't come here in a medium or even in a tank destroyer, and definitely not in heavy. For the south spawn, the better position is the K7 where those TDs are playing. That's better for mediums. You have better cover to punish. And you can also come back, or you can play the K4 area where the Borsig was playing. Very overpowered position as well. So, let me know if you've played this tank after the buff. What do you think about this tank, and what do you think about the position? So, that's it for this video. I did manage to do 14k damage, and I'll catch you in the next one. Have a great rest of your day.